Welcome to the demo of the Power BI for the farming. And we make it 12. Okay, again for the header, we do again 12. Okay, and then for the star, we do alternating so that you can make it a little bit beautiful. Alternating, and then we change the color, the background of the header. So we make it blue, and we turn the total off because it's adding up the year and you don't want it to do that. Yeah, so we just turn the total off. So you go totals off, so that will turn it off. So the second thing we need to do, we need to add slicers. So we need to be able to slice the data by month. So these are the slicer there. That's a slicer. You can resize it. So then we just need to click again to the table, and then we say what field we want to slice the data with. Yeah. So actually what we want to add there. So we click to the slicer, and then we say what field we want to slice with. Yeah. So we want to slice by month, and we want to make this a drop down. So it'll be easier, and we want people to be able to search. So if it's, for example, if I want April, I can just say April, and if I want May, I can just say May, that kind of stuff. And what we want people to be able to see, we want them to be able to select multi-selections. So we do off, and on. That enables them to do multi-selection. So if we add now here April, we can add April, and we add December, we can add December. So you can see all they're coming there. So the next thing we need to do add these calculations so that as we slice the data, we can see how much is adding up here, our cost here, or expenses. So we need to go to this cost. It's quite easy. So we highlight that, and then we go to the measure. Or we just highlight the table. It doesn't matter, provided you're working on that table. So that's the measure. And what we want to do, we want to say total expenses. Okay, and say equals. So always start with equals every time you're working with DAX. So that's a calculation language, which is data analysis expression. So equals, and then we are doing a sum. So we put a sum. That's a function, and it brings us the column name. So we need a column name, and our column name is the cost here. So that's the cost there. So that's a table. That's a table itself, and that's a column itself here. So we want to add the cost. We want to add those costs there, and these should be able to add up. Okay, So what we can do now, we can bring, as you can see now, it's actually to a calculator to show that that's a calculation. So what we can do now, we can remove that cost there and we remove that. So what we can do now, we can bring a card, add the card there, bring the cost, our total expenses, highlight there, highlight that so that you can show the total expenses. Those are total expenses. We make it a little bit bigger or smaller. So we go to the date label, we make it to 15, we change this is to bold, Arial black. Actually, this is good when it's 25. And that you can see, we can be able to see total expenses there, and we can resize it as we want. Yeah, so we got that, and that again we resize it again now. So we have now multi-selection, and we can just clear it, and that's a total of everything. Just to test for you is working. The totals they are working. What we can do, we can just select. We can select one by one item. So we add. So we take. Let's bring the item. We slice the data using item. So we bring another slicer. Resize it. And you can see it's very easy once you get used to it. And then we want to slice it by item. Again, we want this to be a drop down, and we want it to be a search. And then so our first item is a car, which is expenses is 2,000. That's what we have spared. And the chemicals we have spared 5,000. So what we'll do multi-selection. So off, on. So we can do multi-selection. So we can do those two, and they should add up to 7,000. Then we add another item, conservation expenses. You can see those are three. That's the 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. You can see it's adding up. So we can slice the data accordingly. So we can also slice by month. So that's a month. You can see now it's going back only to that. So because we are taking those two filters. So another cool thing we can do, and this is very easy when you're a farmer, to manage your data, and you can keep your data in a piece of paper, and then every month you just transfer this to the Excel, and then you can just analyze this. And this is a free tool. So again, what we can do, we can take that data again, and then remove the expense, the item, and then we just leave the month, and then once we have that. The month, we want the month here. Bring the month, and you can see the month. And what you can do, we can bring a table. You can make this to a stack bar to see how much you'll be spending. You can see now this is quite nice now. So we got a stack bar there. So it's very, very easy to see. On August, this is when we spend more money. So again, what we can do, we can add data labels or data labels. We put it on. And data colors, we can change the colors as we go on, but we don't want to change when I use the blue. So you can see very, very quickly as a farmer myself, I can be able to see what, which month I did spend a lot of money. And we can see it was August here for some reason. We've been spending a lot of money in August here. So another thing we can do, we can just bring this data again, copy paste, bring it there. You can even calculate the top 10, top 10 spendings, so you can be able to know what are your top 10 spending, so that you can be able to, to control your expenses. So we can check this. We can check this instead of now doing the month. We can do by item. What item will be spending more money on it, So we bring item there, and now we can see that's the fertilizer, and the fertilizer is the one we spend a lot of money, and we can highlight that. And this will show you how much on the fertilizer, 14K. And this, it was the month of August. That's where you spent 14K. You can see how interactive it is once you highlight on that again, and then everything go back to default again. Highlight, Control C, Control V, and then what we can do here now, we can just bring the months, and then instead of that we do a pie chart. And then you can tell us, you can see the percentages here, how much you're spending. Although it's not advisable to use a pie chart at all because it doesn't make a lot of meaningful data. But you can see this one is very quickly to be able to see what you've been spending, on your farm inputs or expenses, so that you can be able to reduce your expenses. So you can see very, very quickly here, we've been able to create a very easy data analysis using Power BI. And then every time now you add the data in your Excel, you just come and click refresh, and you pick up the latest data. So you just click refresh, it refreshes from the source data, and then you have new analysis. So, and this you can share with your colleague here, and you can publish it if you pay for the Power BI license, but you can just save this in your desktop here. Thank you so much for watching Power BI, demonstrated by Data Stories, a company which specializes in data analysis and helping you to make most of your data. Thank you.